All right, back here with the second video, and I'm doing more scans here, and I'm actually broadcasting this live too. So if anybody's out there listening, they're probably hearing it live, and I'm broadcasting this, recording this probably about 11:40 p.m. on a Saturday night. Tomorrow again, trade show and stuff, getting ready for it. And I'm going through it. I'm just getting all these thoughts in my head, and I start off with the SLB here, a Schlumberger, and the I would consider this in the OIH or the um, the oil and gas sector. Schlumberger, beautiful pattern here. This is again another good example of continued reaction off of continued strong indicators. Here we had a nice channel, and again the lower trend line. When the lower trend line can actually start to set up near a 200 period moving average, like the 200 period moving average is a great indicator to use. It's one of my indicators that I use all the time. And when that indicator, if you could look forward into the chart and say, oh, you know what, we already have two spots in this to make a trend line here. We have two areas here to make a trend line, and we make that trend line, and we know if this is going to be a parallel channel here, that it would probably bounce right here, or right around, right in the 200 period moving average area would be good. And again, we pushed right down to that 200 period moving average, spiked right to it, and bounced right off it and stayed in the pattern and came back up, broke out of the pattern, stochastics all lining up perfectly. And then look at a retracement here. Another great high probability setup because you're catching an area where there's a recent trend line continues. It doesn't matter if it was once resistance. It could always become support. One of the best, my favorite trading patterns is watch the first retracement off of a breakout, be it on the 5-minute chart, the 1-minute chart, or the daily chart here. Whenever you get a breakout, get a little retracement back to that. If there happens to be a 20 period moving average underneath, that adds credence. If it's 50 and 20, that's even better, and you get that nice push. And this pullback here, combination of market sentiment and stuff, but what happens is we come down to a multiple indicator area here again. And again, the 200 period moving average and that previous downward trend line, everything converges, and you get that bounce and the oversold stochastics. And I even looked in this further. I could look even a little further here and actually look at a spot here and a spot here and see how that trend. Whoop, look at that. Comes right underneath here. Two lines make that line. It comes right underneath. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 indicators here lining up to the upside, and we're getting that nice bounce. Now, the only reason I'm really focusing on this is because I feel this is one of the true gems of trading. If you could have patience enough to let the trades come to you and take the best quality setups, you're gonna increase your success rate and become profitable in trading and be able to do this for a living. If you do not abide by the most profitable rules or the best areas to trade, then you're taking your chance. You're in the trenches with everyone else. Again, a couple simple rules you need to follow in trading. I mean, it's you need to have market direction. If you don't have market direction, you're looking for a reversal or you're looking for a lot of chop. But if that chop area becomes an area of support like this, yeah, I would be definitely consider starting to accumulate. There's going to be areas, times in the trade when the market seems to be very stale, and it's going to be really choppy, like these 5-6 days back in October. It's like, well, it came down here. Doesn't mean that play is over here. This consolidation on the Schlumberger here, 5, 6, 7 days, all under 85 between 65 and 62 and 63. But again, holding that trend line, holding the 200 period moving average, holding the downtrend line, getting the oversold stochastics. So lots of support and showing it in the reaction of it on the chart is setting up perfectly. So again, that's just on one stock. But if you actually push this stock across the sector, here's RIG. We already went through that. ConocoPhillips. Look at this, a trend line break. We come right back to the trend line, bounce off it, up to 20, pull back to the trend line, bounce off of it. Amazing. That's COP. And then Occidental Petroleum, another, a stock that's in the same sector but a much stronger stock. Two established lines, it comes down to the other line, bounces very nice. Remember, 200 period moving average is very strong. If there's a flush in the market for whatever reason, sometimes the market wants to take some stops out, take the weak hands out, and they do that. They do that. You might not believe it, but yeah, the market's manipulated in a way where you're going to see certain levels being hit. I don't care if it's by a tick here, but it's on the chart and it comes down here and hits the 200 period moving average. I don't know what caused it. I'm not looking back at it. Could have been an early spike down, but whatever they do, they need to technically take out those areas, and they do, and you start to bounce it, and here we go again, breaking through, but overall hold in the trend line. So that 200 period moving out, acting like a magnet. And again, if you could actually wait and follow stocks and say, well, we're getting near the 200, I want to pick it up. If it bounces off the 200, you make some great trades. If if you're looking for a bounce here, you're not gonna. If you don't see anything here that convinces you of a bounce, then you should be short. Basically, if it sounds short, it tastes short. It's probably a short. If it looks long, it looks like a good area. It looks like it's probably a long. It doesn't get simple. We overcomplicate a lot of things in the market. All right, we make things really complicated for us. And again, patience, discipline, waiting for the trades to set up. There's plenty of thousands of trades out there. So if you could set up a day, you can make a good living off of that. All right, I'm going to get another video out.